Hello and welcome back to another Shopify Sunday Drive. And today I want to talk to you about conversion rate optimization. And the interesting thing about conversion rate optimization, like SEO, is there are competing opinions on it. But fundamentally, the goal is the same. And that's why I don't get why people argue about it. But the goal is increase your conversion rate, i.e. turn more of the anonymous visitors to your website into customers, which means more revenue for your business. Fantastic. We all want that. Easy goal. But there's competing approaches to conversion rate optimization. And that doesn't mean one is wrong at all. So I think there's three things you could do here with conversion rate optimization, especially in the context of e-commerce and Shopify stores. So number one is, I think the basic, the low-hanging fruit of conversion rate optimization is the traditional stuff we think about. It's UX, user experience. So can we make the site easier to use, right? Just simple stuff. And that's a lot of what I do, just because they're easy, quick wins, to look for clients and earn that respect early on. But an easy way to achieve that, sorry, I'm driving right now, as you can see, is to do a site audit or do some user testing. And this doesn't have to sound like some neckbeardy, intimidating thing. I mean, here's the fundamental issue. You as a store owner or you as part of an e-commerce team spend more time on your website than anybody else, right? So you can't see the forest through the trees. So like weird issues about your website, stuff that's confusing, you're just completely immune to it. And it happens to all of us. It's not a big deal. We just have to recognize it. So the solution is to watch other people use our websites. And there's two ways. You could do them both. There's no, one's not necessarily better than the other. But one is shoulder surf. Ask someone who has not used your website or maybe only used it once or hasn't used it in a while to try to buy something and watch over their shoulder. And don't interrupt them. Take notes, and it will be maddening. It will be the hardest thing to not jump in and be like, what are you doing? But you will discover how people actually use your website. And then rather than try and change their behavior, you got to change your website to make it easier to use based on how people are going to use it. But that's one data point. So you want to do it for several people. And it will be enlightening. That's called traditional, it's traditional user testing. So the other way, if you don't have someone that you can have do this, and it could be friends or family, but ideally it's one of your ideal customers. The other way to do it is with heat mapping and visitor recordings. I love Hotjar for this. Hotjar has a free plan where you could do it, where you could see, okay, what are all the things people click on my website? So you get like a larger data sample with heat mapping. Interpreting those results takes some experience, but basically you're looking for stuff like if people are clicking on things you didn't expect, that's a problem. And ultimately, to increase the conversion rate, oftentimes what I'm really doing is increasing the add to cart rate, which will in turn increase the conversion rate. And I'm increasing the add to cart rate by helping people get to their products faster. Okay, so that's like the really traditional stuff. The other way is through good old-fashioned copywriting. Can we make the site more persuasive? All right, so sometimes that means adding trust indicators to the site. Oftentimes it means better copywriting, better photos, a more persuasive site in general. And that's probably like traditional marketing. A great book on copywriting, the only book you ever need to read, is The Brain Audit by Sean DeSouza. It is my favorite. If your site can hit the 7 bags, he calls them, it'll make sense when you read the book. Quick read, you read it in an hour. If your site can hit the 7 bags of persuasive copywriting, it will convert better. So we could do conversion rate optimization through copywriting, through adding trust indicators to the site. And then there's some other ways too. I'm just trying to give you some ideas to play with and try. And of course, comment, email, ask me. I'm happy to help. And then the last one, truthfully, the number one factor in conversion rate is quality of traffic. Where are you getting your visitors from? How did they get there? So someone who comes from, a Google search to a blog article that educates them about kind of the pain they may have and then how you solve it, and then they click through to your store or your product. Wow, those people are much more likely to buy, are much more engaged. Or someone who's visited the site before and clicks on a remarketing ad Oftentimes we got to get someone to visit the site 3, 4, 5, maybe 8 times before they buy. So that you have to think about that too. Like, where are these people coming from? Because that's going to have a big effect too. And what you could, and then think about, all right, where are they coming from? Who are the best buyers? Can I get more people like them through other traffic sources? For me, a lot of times my best buyers are people who come from podcasts I guested on or hosted. So, okay, I want to do more podcasts. I should do a podcast tour. So that kind of conversion rate optimization is really looking at your traffic, figuring out what works, and then doubling down on that, doing more of that. So those are just some of my thoughts based on experience with conversion rate optimization. But definitely, try and watch someone use your site. Try and get rid of all this stuff, those speed bumps, anything that's kind of hard, annoying, difficult, or odd about the site. Oftentimes this means stripping away elements, simplifying things. Use Hotjar or Lucky Orange. They're heat mapping services, and they can record visitors. Try those. I find that's my favorite. I find that very insightful. And then figure out where your best buyers are coming from and double down on that. So I think that's a good 3-step conversion rate optimization plan for you.